G'day, friends and fans. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the book The Boyhood of Cade, book one of the Empire of Elves. Details in the description below. And of course, welcome to Tabletop News. Tabletop gaming is a passion of mine, and I'm really into sci-fi and fantasy. I do tend to prefer fantasy. I think it gives a much broader option. Now, there's just so much in tabletop news every day. I could do this every day, bringing you release after release after release. Just on Drive Through alone, the number of community releases is phenomenal. You get swamped. Now, I bring you a selection based on my personal preference on the best deals out there that I find each week. And I find the best site consistently for the best deals downright to be the Bundle of Holding. It's not the only bundle place out there, but this is the one I prefer. There are other bundle places out there. Now, these are all limited time. So we have the legendary 5th edition set, 12 days to go. From June 2020, 5th edition tabletop supplements from Legendary Games, ultimate rules, battles, strongholds, and much more. You have kingdoms, ultimate rulership, ultimate commander, and I want strongholds for $9.95. This is the base set. Supplements for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and compatible systems. But if you're a good game master, you can adapt anything to anyone. Kingdoms is about founding and ruling a nation. The ultimate rulership, heroes ruling your dominion. This builds on the rules introduced in Kingdoms. Ultimately, this provides you new edicts for festivals, espionage, and more. Investigate, invest, and expand your kingdom with over 70 settlement attributes, making your city unique. The ultimate commander. What's more to say? You have your own personal army. Go forth and conquest, young man. Now, of course, ultimate strongholds. Build your own mighty fortress. What's the use of a city if you haven't got strongholds? What's the use of an army if you don't have a stronghold? And of course, just the set alone, just the set, 10, 40, was it $46? $41 retail for $9.95. Digital rights management free, no DRM, no accounts beyond once you download. The bonus collection, beat the threshold price and beat the threshold price, and you get the bonus collection. Of course you want to beat it. And the ultimate battle. Now, master the battlefield like never before. We've expanded rules on claiming territory and heavy armor, and basically it's a robust battle management system. No army is complete without battle management. And of course, War on the Sea, which is to some extent War in the Skies, but yes, rockets and solar sails, things that fly, things. Of course, you do have ships and ship-to-ship combat in the age of sail and cannons, ballisted fire drakes, tons of sample ships to go off, and of course, ultimate factions. Basically, you've triumphed, but your kingdom has rivals, spies, thieves, and whatever the problem, someone in the kingdom is going to be whispering in your ear, and there's going to be multiple people whispering in your ear. Bring some intrigue to your game. Ultimate relationships. Now, we actually covered a Jane Austen pack, which I believe is far superior to this, but still, this is ultimate relationships, of course, overcome the secrets to friendship, progress, and hurdles between PCs, NPCs. Everybody has their own stories. This is about diplomacy, whereas Jane Austen was about personal relationships. So there is a vast difference between the two. So both are worth having. If you haven't got it already, I'm sorry. The pack may come around in a year or two. These do cycle, but they are time limited on special. Now, I'm doing this out of order, but Knock is for old school fantasy role playing, and it's magazines issues 1, 2, and 3, which contain a huge collection for $17, which is less than just the first edition, which is 212 pages, jam-packed full of material for your gaming shelves. Everything, other articles, mostly about Dungeons and Dragons, of course, rules, maps, tables, lists, classes, monsters, and of course, complete adventures. Same with issue 2, just more old school adventuring. And you have articles from well-known people in the community, unique old school adventures, and of course, issue 3, game designs, advice, encounters, NPCs, mini games, random tables, cartography, curiosities, maps, monstrosities. One price gets all 3. And of course, Chivalry and the Rising Sun. Well, Chivalry and Sorcery and its Land of the Sizing Run setting. This is the Chivalry and Sorcery Sourcebook, Rising Sun supplements from 2021 and more. The Chivalry collection, $15, basically gets you the core of and level up and get more. Now, this is the Chivalry and Sorcery tabletop playing system, medieval fantasy from Britannia Game Systems. This is the 2020 version of with its 2021 Land of the Rising Sun campaign. It's one of the oldest fantasy RPGs still published, where you have feudal Europe with nobles, knights, priests, and medieval doctrine. Game focuses not on dungeon crawls, but feudal system, court intrigue, tournaments, jousts, and comprehensive catalogue of ordinary life. If you want to know about ordinary life for a fantasy setting, look no further than this. And of course, the Rising Sun adds feudal Japan. Now, this is not the first edition. This is not the 1980 standalone edition. This is from Fantasy Games Limited. This is a 5th edition issued in 2020 of the original 1977 game, and it is not D&D. It's pretty much, well, D&D's 1979 first box set, although rules were going around for years on paper and, amongst college students for years before Gary Gygax cut it down to what was the basic rules and set. We basically simplified it for fast play. Now, For the threshold price, $26.07, you level up and get the entire collection. Supplements worth $55. Now, of course, in the basic collection, the Chivalry collection, you get Chivalry and Sorcery, the base core books, Those Who Fight, Those Who Pray, Those Who Toil, and Those Who Enchant. It does actually have a magic system to define your level of magic. One that's gritty, low fantasy, or pure historical stimulation. Oh, not saying magic is real. I'm just saying what people perceived magic to be. Goblins, orcs, and trolls. Again, this is based more on the fantasy interpretations, but monsters are people too. They may be hostile, not always, and often not without reason. This is again based on medieval theology. Presents orcs and goblins and trolls from the fantasy setting from the perspective of chivalry and sorcery, not from D&D perspective. So, of course, this contains folklore and bestiality of Europe, 60 monsters of medieval Europe. And 3 adventures, the castles of Britain, and of course, the Game Masters. That's a valuable pack here. This is a jam-packed collection. Again, the base price $14.95, and you get all that. But level up, and you get the Land of the Rising Sun, role-playing in feudal Japan with a map pack. Of course, the folklore and bestiality of feudal Japan, more than 100 yokai. As you may or may not know, yokai is actually, I don't know where all these other terms come from. Even in anime, there's no actual reference, but they are actual. Yokai is Japanese monster, whereas others are religious spirits. So don't get the two confused. Yokai are the actual physical manifestations of evil. They are evil spirits, but they physically manifest. They can harm you. They're not like other spirits. The Rising Sun Adventure book, of course. What's a setting without adventure? And of course, chivalry and honor is something not unique to the medieval period. So, but Japan has a honor system. Of course, you're a samurai. You are the lord executioner. You are the judge, jury, and enforcer of the law. And honor. So, if your honor is slighted, even in the most, you will take lethal action. That's what, in the name of your lord, of course, or your master. Now, bundle of holding, 17 days to go. Check it out. Support charity. And of course, one of my favorites is 2-minute tabletop, where you have packs of maps and assets, encounters, tokens, dungeons, and other merch. I mean, it's these maps, which there are lots. You have trenches, steampunk laboratories, temples. You have literally hundreds of maps. And of course, you have them for 2015, bundle after bundle after bundle. Of course, no game is complete without at least some sort of map. So in the old days, we'd be sitting there drawing forever, but that's what we used to do. Now, all about war. Miniatures, of course, wargaming miniatures, battle maps. That's what they are. premium tabletop battle maps, beautiful designed. With objective markers. Bags. Wow. So, and they do have some digital downloads, of course. Not really much, I know. But now you are wizards. Well, they're dice bags. They are dice lovers who bring you guys for tabletop games in luxury gemstone dice, high quality, customized dice. Look at these beautiful clears. And they're located in Kowloon, Hong Kong. Whoops. They used to have a set of clear, but here, full set of dice. Look at beautiful sets of dice. And look at the quality, workmanship. These are better than store-bought dice. Now we have Dark Castle Terrain, an Australia-based hobby store with a wide range of wargaming gear, as well as terrain and miniatures. They have 15, 10, and resin print tanks, 28mm scale housing. I think that's HO, isn't it? HO trade sets. Of course, the 28mm scale also fits Warhammer, where you have Gothic cathedrals, churches, Normandy buildings. I've actually seen some of these in Europe, but they're not as common as they used to be. But of course, what they called it, provincial housing, they used to call it, yes. And you have terrain sets, beautiful, beautiful castles. Oh, castle. Let's look at the Dark Castle miniatures. You have grenadiers, German grenadiers, German riflemen. Pardon me, Winter Squad, different Winter Squad, the machine gunners, submachine gunners, and a mortar crew. Just looking at random stuff here for you. Game tokens, of course. If you're a tabletop gamer, you're going to be using tokens and measuring rulers, and of course, various dice for various games. You've got your various game tokens. So it's interesting and varied collection. Of course, all the links are in the description below. And while you're checking out all the descriptions are below, don't forget to check out my RPG Patreon. Become a patron today. Choose your membership and get access to hundreds of posts, sci-fi, D6 setting, D6 rules, and of course, if there's anything you want me to cover, check out the feedback in the description below. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. And of course, please support the channel. Links down in the description below.